I want to share with you a system that I helped build that will assist you in acquiring the raw materials, the visuals and the sound that you need to build your own story from beginning to middle and end. It's called the 6-shot system, okay? Try to remember that the best scripts, the best stories are not just information that's collected and dumped on the heads of an audience, okay? The best stories are actually conversations with an audience. You ask a question with a certain amount of information and then you give the answer. You ask another question and then you give an answer. In this case, we're talking about a visual question and answer session, a visual conversation with an audience. So in this case, for example, and I'll run you through this thing and you'll have access to this thing because you'll have access to it because we're going to distribute portions of this manual to you. But so this picture here is the first shot of the 6-shot system. And it's an example of the 6-shot system. So what do we see? We see a hand. It's apparently a man's hand. So there's some information there. The man's hand is on a computer a keyboard. But there's not much more information. In other words, it raises as many questions as it does give answers. So if this is a question, just these hands on a keyboard, what would the obvious answer be? What would the obvious answer to this visual question be? For those of you who are thinking it's a face, well, you're probably right. There's the answer. Now, logic would tell us that the hands that we saw in the first clip belong to this person whose close-up we're seeing here. But we can't confirm that. We still don't, I mean, we see a set of hands, we see a face, but we're not entirely sure, you know, where this person is, what he's doing, what he's writing, why he's writing this. So again, it raises more questions than it gives answers. So the next clip in this series is going to be this medium shot. It's confirmation that that set of hands belongs to this face, and we see that there's a fireplace back there. We see that it's probably someone's living room, okay? So, but still, we don't know where he is. We don't know the broader context. We don't know what he's writing, okay? So that's the third shot. It does appear to be somebody's living room, and we can see it's kind of like set up as a studio now, okay? So we have a wide shot here. So finally now we can actually see what this guy is doing. We can actually see what he's writing, and we haven't been able to see that until now. We were almost through with the 6-shot system, and as I said when we started this module, this system is designed to help you acquire the raw materials, which of course are the images and the sound you need to build your story. Okay, and it's a series of questions and answers. It's you pose visual questions and you give answers, and this is one of the key answers we've been waiting for all this time. And the answer is, this is what he's writing. We know this is the same person. We're looking over his shoulder. It's an over-the-shoulder shot. We see these hands, this face, this body belongs to that computer, and we can see what this guy is actually writing. Okay, this takes us to this extra wide shot. Okay, you see the extra wide shot, and this is called actually a master shot or an establishing shot. Why? Because in this shot you can see everything that's involved in this scene. All right, you can see the guy here, you can see his computer, you see the mantle there, we see these production lights around, and you use this to kind of put this whole scene together after you're finished shooting your main characters and shooting all the visually defining characteristics in the scene. Obviously they're the computer, they're this person, they're this woman who's filming this man, they're the flat screen behind him, you've got these lights, you've got the mantle, cool things on top of the mantle. So you shoot not just your characters, you do the 6-shot system on each of your characters, then you shoot all these visually defining characteristics, and then you can move toward, this is the way you move toward your final objective here, which is a story. So the progression here goes like this. It goes from clip to sequence to scene to story. If we were writing a book, the smallest unit of any book it's the word, right? In this case,
you know, we're not writing a book, we're writing a visual story as opposed to a print story. So the smallest unit here is actually the clip. And as we said before, you go out and you shoot minimum 20-second clips. Those are your little bricks with which you build a story. You combine these clips and you come up with a sequence, yeah? You combine sequences like the 6-shot system that we did around this fellow. You combine those sequences and you come up with a scene. You combine these scenes and you have a story. Think of it this way, you know, you go from word to sentence to paragraph to story. In our craft, the visual storytelling craft, you don't go from word, sentence, paragraph, story. You go from clip, sequence, scene, story. Okay? That's it for right now. Thank you for your patience. You know, this is probably one of the most, if not the most important lesson that you're going to get through this course, this 6-shot system. I have students at American University who come back 5-6 years after graduation, who are working in the craft as professionals, and they're coming back and telling me, Professor, you know, every time I go into the field to do a project, I'm still using the 6-shot system. It was really useful. It's helped me get through, you know, this profession. So thank you very much. So keep this in mind. Go out there, practice it, which is the only way that you're really going to learn this stuff. You have to go out and do the sweat to produce your story, okay? Good luck, stay in contact, stay safe.